What's up, guys? It's Zoe. I'm back with another video. Thanks for clicking on. I'm here with Morgan. Say hey, Morgan.
Hi.
All right, so today, I'm sorry, I'm moving the phone a lot. Mallory and I are going out to eat to celebrate our anniversary. So let's talk about 7 things that I've learned these last 7 years of being married. Hopefully they help somebody out. But yeah, we're getting ready to head out. We're dropping Morgan off to her grandma's house. They had a doctor's appointment today. Their annual checkup, everything looks good. But yeah, we're gonna go out to eat and we'll see y'all soon.
The angels up in the clouds are jealous knowing we thought so this will be ordinary. You got me kissing the ground when you sanctuary. Tell me when you die, will Lord return me to die.
Make sure she let everybody know. All right, first tip I have, sometimes you just have to say yes. You may not feel like it. It may not be aligned with what you want to do. Your spouse may be more active or less active. It may be movies or something that you don't like watching, a TV show. But sometimes you just have to say yes to what they want to make them happy. Financially, you might not even be able to afford it. Find a way to get it done. So my first tip, say yes. Now, to contradict that, sometimes you just have to tell them no. No, that was one of the hardest things for me to learn. Sometimes you want to give your spouse the world. I know it's contradicting on what I just said. Sometimes you just have to tell them no. And you got to take care of yourself. Still, financially, it may not make sense for you to do it, and you know it doesn't make sense. So if you need to tell them no, you have to tell them no. And make sure you're not being ridiculously harsh about it. You know, you just want to communicate well, but sometimes you have to say no. So my first 2 tips, say yes, but then sometimes you got to say no. Let's go. Go, go, go. Good job, Isaac. Let's go. Tip number 3, people change. My wife and I, we met 15 plus years ago. We didn't have any kids, of course. When we first started off, we were staying in an apartment. Since then, we on our second house. We didn't have any kids. We on our second kids. Our jobs are a lot different from when we met. I've been through multiple different jobs, and she's been through a lot of different jobs, and we're not the same people that we were when we first met. So people change. So just be prepared for that, understand that. Not saying it's good or bad. It's just things gonna be different. People will grow in ways. We both grown in a lot of ways, and just be prepared for change. It's one thing that's always gonna happen. Change is always gonna happen with any and everything. So people grow. All right, tip 4, people stay the same. I hope y'all liking these, but this is just really what I've learned. People stay the same. I feel like I'm the same person that I am, the same interests that I have. To your core personality, you stay the same. My wife is that same person. I know when she get off work, if she have a chance, she's gonna take a quick nap on that couch like she's been doing the last 15 years. So make sure you get to know the person that you are planning to marry or you're with, because they're gonna be that same person, forever. I mean, even with your family members, my mom the same person, my brothers are the same people. People stay the same. When you get to know them, they show you who they are. Trust it, believe them. Hopefully it's a great thing, things that you love about them, but people do stay the same. I truly believe we are the same people that we were when we first met each other. So those are the next 2 tips. All right, back with number 5. You have to keep dating. Like we talked about before, life is going to get busy. Life is going to change. People are going to change. Situations are going to change. But you got to make sure you keep your relationship going. Take time to go to the movies. Find time to go out to dinner. Find time to either sit at home and watch a movie. Find time to make sure you spending that time with each other. A lot of times you can put your kids first. You have work going on. But you have to build in that time with each other. If you can take a trip, whether it's out of the city, out of the state, out of the country, make sure you find that time. All right, number 6, the last 2 are probably the most important to me. Make sure you know who you are and continue to find yourself as you grow, because you're going to change, just like we talked about. Your spouse is going to change. You're going to change, or you don't want to get caught up to where all you are is just whatever your identity is with your relationship or with your kids or your job, like we talked about. Find what you like. Man, I like watching movies. I love Marvel. I've really gotten back into working out, but I can find times where I'm alone by myself and I can enjoy myself because, just figuring out what I like to do and what I enjoy. So make sure you know yourself, what you like. Make sure you have some healthy habits. Then make sure you're mentally in the right place so you can be a good partner, a good father, a good spouse, a good, All right, last one I have for you is communication, which I think is the most important. One thing with communication, actually I have 3 points that go with the communication. The first point I have is it's just certain words that you should not say when you're speaking to your spouse or your partner. Things may get heated. You may have certain conversations going on. One thing that we put into our relationship is just no name calling. Like, it's certain words that we just don't need to be said because it can just bring the situation up further than it needs to be. So just make sure when you're communicating, you're just being clear on what you're talking about. You don't have to add any extra spice to it, extra words to go along with it. The second thing is, people are not mind readers. So sometimes you may be upset or something going on. Your spouse may not have a clue. They just going about their day because they don't know what happened. So you have to let them know if something you did like or didn't like, something was said that was a little off. You need to make sure you get that point across. Make sure you communicate things at certain times. Sometimes you need to get stuff out right then at that moment. Sometimes you just may let it blow over a little bit. We'll come back to it later. Revisit it maybe when y'all both in a better space. We can talk about it. Sometimes it just may not be the right time to talk about that, but also knowing that they are not mind readers. And the last point is communication also involves listening. You have to listen to what your partner says. Sometimes you want to get your point across and you're not doing a great job listening. And sometimes you got to listen to body language. Sometimes you can see how somebody's moving or things that make them happy or sad. That's a big part of communication too, listening. So hope you enjoyed these. Hope you enjoyed this video. Next, we're preparing to go to Houston. Also got a nice little surprise for y'all in our next video. So click on that. I should have it out in about a week.